Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Score, where we bring you weekly coverage of Indiana State sports as well as Indiana professional sports for games, features, and more. I'm Vernon Orich, the host of The Score and the editor of the Indiana Statesman. First, we go to Memorial Stadium, where Indiana State football had its senior night. The Sycamores faced off against one of the top teams in the conference in Illinois State and took the loss 31-19 in a fourth quarter comeback that fell short. Quarterback Elijah Owens threw for 213 yards while completing 22 of his 32 passes and also threw for 2 touchdowns. Owens also led the Sycamores on the ground as he has 64 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. Rashad Rochelle had 105 reception yards and a score on 10 catches. The Sycamores now head to Northern Iowa next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern for their final regular season game, and that can be watched on ESPN+. The Sycamore men's basketball team went on the road this past Saturday to take on the Ball State Cardinals. Sophomore Kemp Wagner led the charge for Indiana State with 19 points and 5 made three-pointers as the Sycamores got the win 94-84. 5 scorers for the Sycamores reached double figures after being down 3 points at halftime, and they were able to outscore the Cardinals 58-45 in the second half. Senior Samaj Teal had his first double-double with the Sycamores by scoring 14 points and had 11 assists. Indiana State now gets a 6-day break before returning to the Holman Center to take on Chicago State this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. It can be watched on ESPN+ or listened to on Z90.7 WZIS-FM. Finally, the Indiana State cross-country team headed over to Norton, Ohio for the Great Lakes Regionals. Emma Gresham once again was impressive and finished with a time of 20 minutes and 10 seconds, which was good for 23rd overall, and just a second off her previous school record she set at the MVC Championships. Gresham also received all-region honors, which was the first time a Sycamore had received this since 2017. Women runners Erica Barker and Brittany Burak both had career days to finish in the top 40 and helped the Sycamore women's team finish 8th out of 32 teams. For the men's side, Layton Hall paced the team with a time of 31 minutes and 4.1 seconds for a good 80-second finish. The men's team ended up finishing 17th out of 31 teams on the day. Coming up next week in our next newspaper edition, we have Indiana State football's final regular season game, Indiana State men and women's basketball coverage, and swimming and diving coverage for the Sycamores. You can pick up a copy of The Statesman each week on campus or online at theindianastatesman.com, and can also follow along with us down below on our social medias. I'm Vernon Orich, and that was The Score.